The current pandemic created an unprecedented global situation. Amid the fear of a pending financial and economic recession, many started wondering about what is the best investment strategy at times of crisis. While the stock market was nearly to crash right away and oil prices reached historically low levels, real estate demonstrated the stability which investors need. Under the ongoing circumstances, real estate investment emerged once again as the top strategy for investing money. Here, we will highlight the main reasons why investing in real estate is the best way to invest money at time of crisis. Reason number one, stable source of income. The first reason why rental homes are a top investment strategy during a recession is the fact that people will always need a place to live. Even with the financial hardships created by the COVID-19 spread, very few landlords have observed increased vacancy rates caused by tenants fleeing their investment properties. Indeed, most renters in the housing market remain in place, even at the peak of the pandemic. This means that real estate investors continue receiving rental income from their tenants despite the crisis. Meanwhile, the stock market and oil prices went plummeting at the first sign of a recession. In March, local authorities started introducing eviction moratoriums under which tenants can't be evicted from a rental property for not being able to pay rent during the pandemic. While this might have put a temporary pressure on landlords of traditional rental properties, they shouldn't be worried that they will lose their money from this rental income forever. To the contrary, tenants are expected to eventually make all missed rent payments, whether by the end of 2020 or later on. However, what this means for a real estate investor is that you will make all money that you were supposed to make. So real estate investment brings income even at times of crisis, even with a mild delay. Such a delay is nothing compared to the uncertainty and potential crash accompanying other investment strategies. Reason number two, real estate appreciation. This is another reason why real estate investing is a top choice among investors, even at times of crisis, is the fact that they will continue to make money in the long run. The housing market has gone through many recessions and crises. In spite of any momentary slowdowns or even downturns, real estate market always managed to go back up to its initial position and to start growing even beyond that level within a few months or even a couple of years maximum. In the medium and long run, the price of a property investment always rises. This phenomenon, known as a real estate appreciation, is a major factor that makes rental properties one of the best investments, regardless of the current situation. To maximize long-term appreciation, real estate investors should consider buying a single-family home. Real estate data shows that this rental property type appreciates in value more than other property types such as townhouses, apartments, condos, and multi-family homes. So with real estate investment, you are bound to make money in the long term as well. You just need to wait long enough, which can sometimes be just a few years, for your income property to experience sufficient appreciation to make it worth selling it. With the money from selling your investment property, you can buy two smaller rental properties in more affordable housing market, or even buy a multi-family home to start receiving rental income from multiple tenants. Reason number three, government support. As mentioned before, during the COVID-19 pandemic, local and federal authorities protected tenants from evictions in the vast majority of the US housing market. Rightfully, some landlords and real estate investors might have perceived this as a threat to their rental income for the time being. Some might have even worried that they won't be able to make the monthly mortgage payments during the eviction moratoriums. However, the CARES Act passed in response to the expected recession as a result of the coronavirus spread, has special provisions to help rental property investors as well. In specific, the mortgage forbearance clause protects homeowners and some real estate investors from foreclosure in case they can't make the monthly mortgage payments during the COVID-19 pandemic. Additionally, rental property investors might qualify for small business loans which they can use to cover certain recurring expenses such as mortgage interest and utility. This means that the interests of those who choose real estate investment strategy were much more protected than the interests of other investors. Reason number 4, rental strategy flexibility. It is naive to say that a crisis such as the one caused by the pandemic has zero effect on the real estate market in general and the rental market in specific. One group of rental house investors who have been particularly affected by the coronavirus is Airbnb hosts. Airbnb data shows that the occupancy rate went down drastically as soon as COVID-19 reached the US housing market. In response to the crisis, the home sharing platform was quick to create a $260 million Airbnb relief package. Most of the money went to a fund to offer a partial compensation to the host whose booking with a signing date between March and May got cancelled. Furthermore, one of the most important benefits of real estate investment is in rental properties is the possibility to switch between rental strategies. Many existing Airbnb property investors adapted to the new reality of extremely low short-term rental bookings by turning their income property into a traditional rental. Indeed, demand for long-term properties or long-term rental properties might somewhat increase in the coming months. The economic and financial uncertainty is expected to last for a while after the end of the global pandemic, which means that many people who were planning to buy a home might postpone this decision. This real estate trend will create a new pool of potential tenants. Thus, buying a house to rent on a long-term basis is a lucrative investment opportunity at the moment. Reason number 5, passive investment strategy. Unless they are looking for a replacement of their full-time job, most investors prefer investment strategies which allow them to make good money in both the short term and the long term, but which don't require excessive engagement and effort. Real estate investment meets all these criteria, which makes it an ideal strategy both in regular times and in times of crisis. If you are just getting into real estate, you might be confused how rental properties are supposed to be a source of passive income. Becoming a landlord or an Airbnb host sounds like a lot of hard work, and it is definitely not a walk in the park. However, hiring a professional property management company turns owning a rental property into a passive investment strategy. A rental property manager will take care of all the aspects of owning and managing an income property for a reasonable fee. So, if you are looking for a passive investment strategy or a passive investment idea to be able to retain your 9-to-5 job during a crisis, real estate investment is a top option. Each investment strategy comes with pros and cons, but you are able to pass the test of a crisis and continue providing investors with both a stable source of income and long-term capital gains. Real estate investment is one of those strategies which allows investors to protect their assets and retain profitability in most situations. For more information about real estate, check our blog at housely.com/blog.